Goody.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? It is Zombies here again, and today we have another team comp for you. So, we're going with a classic Shadow Samuro comp here. However, we are doing things a little bit differently. So, if you've been in the position that I have in the last day or two, you've been seeing a lot of Anduin in the meta. He has just been super duper popular. I think a big reason for that is now more people are finding out how good Cookie is and how the additional HP on Anduin can get him over certain breakpoints, preventing him from getting killed in one turn, so he can kind of heal up, snowball, really good mercenary. So I wanted to try something that countered him a little bit because I've been seeing a lot of different healing comps, whether it's Anduin Velen or using like Anduin and Malfurion with some nature moves, usually both having Mukla. So I wanted to try out using Tamsin again. And the reason for that is her Veil of Shadows ability. Gain plus 5 shadow damage. Enemies cannot heal this turn. So I think a lot of people are kind of forgetting about this ability because I haven't really seen Tamsin in a little while. I think she was showing up in some shadow comps initially in kind of the beginning days of Mercenaries and early PvP, but I haven't seen her a whole lot since then. What has been more common has been the Natalie Vol'jin Samuro Open. I know until recently that was definitely considered like one of the best comps out there, and it definitely is a very strong way to start. And I'm sure there are comps that is favored against, but what I'm going to be trying here today is actually going with the Natalie Vol'jin Tamsin start. And it may seem a little bit greedy, going with 3 casters. What if you run into a Samuro? You don't have any taunts. So, but in the little bit of playtesting I did before starting up this recording, I found that even if Samuro can snipe down one of your dudes, having all 3 of them gain benefit of the shadow synergies, like it really doesn't matter a whole ton. Like, yes, you'd prefer if you didn't lose one of your units to a Samuro, but one, I think we're seeing less Samuros running around because they're having a hard time with a lot of these Anduin comps. And two, even if you do lose one of your guys, you still have 2 units that are both going to kind of synergize with each other with Shadow. And I find most of the time they're either going to target Vol'jin or they're going to target Natalie. So even if they do kill one of those, Vol'jin, yeah, you lose out on your nice speed benefit, but these 2 mercenaries are still not really that slow on their own, so it's not that big of a deal. And Tamsin really just helps with, I mean, the plus 5 shadow damage is just nuts with the kind of AoE board spam that Natalie and Vol'jin are capable of. And then on top of it, enemies can't heal this turn. So if you time that right when they're about to launch like a nice little Holy Nova double Holy turn, just shuts it down entirely. It's also really good against other Shadow Samuro openers with just Vol'jin Natalie, because usually you can kill their Vol'jin by turn 2, and if they leave your Natalie alone, you can heal back up. If they leave your Vol'jin alone, you've obviously got that nice speed, and I find those openers, they aren't really as concerned about Tamsin, which I think could be a little bit of a mistake, because Tamsin really does snowball, especially when you have a way of healing her or protecting her. And then depending on what your opponent's running, once you do lose one of your first mercenaries, I've found switching in Samuro can be really good. I think people are more used to playing against him as an initial lead rather than a switch in, so I think sometimes people are taken off guard by that a little. And we're still running Karen and Diablo just because they are independently and together really, really good bench mercenaries. This is post patch, so now if you do kill Karen before he acts on his turn, the reincarnated copy will not use whatever ability you queued up with that turn. That being said, still really, really good. Sometimes it has been relevant just switching him in and either speeding up my abilities once Vol'jin's gone, or Earth Stomping to guarantee they're going to be slower for next turn. And then Diablo, I mean, everyone knows about Diablo at this point. Combo's nice with Karen, just an independently good unit, and his scaling with Black Soulstone is just really, really insane. I do just want to mention real quick here their items. So Natalie, I believe we're using the third item for all the characters here. So Splinter of Nordrasil for Natalie, so that way your Anathema and Benediction have no cooldown. Vol'jin, Ring of Haste, just super overpowered with a shadow base comp. Last Rites. I think there could be an argument for trying Shadow Rune here as well. Actually, in a lot of the games I've played Tamsin, she didn't end up dying, so Last Rites really didn't do a whole lot, so I might actually try out Shadow Rune, but I am running Last Rites for now. Samuro, he's another one where I am running Burning Blade because I just do really like that nice bonus stat boost, but there's definitely an argument for Sash of Illusion as well. Really kind of comes down to personal preference and the opposing teams you're running into. Karen, Reincarnate, just everyone knows by now, best ability. And Diablo, Black Soulstone, just the scaling's really nice, and it definitely keeps him alive in some late game scenarios. So I really like how this has done for me and the little bit of playtesting I've done. So let's see if we can get into some more games with it. Alright, let's see what our opponent's rocking here. So looks like we got a 2-2-2 set up. Pretty traditional. So we're just going to be doing our Natalie, Vol'jin, Tamsin start. I think that makes the most sense. Let's see what they're running with here. Malfurio, Brightwing, and Mukla. Well, this should be really favorable for us, I would imagine. Because he really doesn't have any advantage over us in terms of like typing. Let's see, so I think I want to slow Malf. Or what does Brightwings do? 18 health to all your characters. I'm really not that worried about the healing. I think we do want to wait on Anathema a turn. Just because we can combo it with the additional shadow weakness for way more damage next turn. More worried about the Malfurio here for sure. I think we just want to focus him. Because I'm really not that threatened by the rest of his squad out here. And he, yeah, like, boom, boom. Yeah, so Malfurion's dead, turn 1. That's great. That's really good. Now the question is, does he have some kind of speedy revenge killer? Does have 2 fighters. No other protector in the back, so no, I'm guessing not Diablo, so it's Samuro. That's fine though, I think. Because we can just get off a huge, like, wombo combo this turn. Let me do some math here. So that's 8 damage. We get additional 6 for the shadow weakness. This would give another 5 for shadow damage. And then this is also shadow, so it'd be a lot of really good AoE. And we're guaranteed to get at least this one off before Samuro attacks. If he goes for the mirror image, which I'm guessing he will, because he does have Sash of Illusion, then he will be slower. If he goes for... Or no, if he goes for mirror image, it'll be a speed tie. If he goes for the other ability, it'll be slower. So, Curse Weakness, Veil of Shadows, and... I mean, I guess I could put a taunt, but I don't think it's really worth it. I think we just want to AoE nuke him. Yep, boom, 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 boom. That's a lot of damage. We did win the speed tie, which is cool. We're gonna lose our Vol'jin, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. And look at that, he wasted his whole turn with the Brightwing. See, that's why we're running Tamsin. I mean, was it to specifically counter Brightwing? No, more Anduin than Brightwing, but, you know, ended up working out there. Very nice. So we're just going to throw out Karen just because he's going to give us some nice protection against this Samuro. And Sylvanas. Okay.
Let none survive.
I'm really not that scared of Sylvanas, all things considered. I do think we do want to speed up and taunt. Can we kill the Samuro? 18 and 15? No, that is not enough to kill the Samuro. Maybe it's better to go for a different line then. So maybe instead of speeding up, we go for Earth Stomp. We use Tamsin to make a taunt to try and protect us from Samuro. I guess that will be a potential speed tie, but I think that might just be a risk we have to take. Because the other way around doesn't really do a whole lot. Then we'll go for Benediction just to heal up any damage, assuming our dudes live. Alright, so we do win the speed tie there. He sends Brightwing back. That's an interesting choice. Brings out Brucon. Okay. Yeah, that worked out really well for us, I would say. Sylvanas is definitely getting scarier, so we do have to, like, kind of deal with Sylvanas. So let's see, that's 19 damage. 19 and 18, so that would not be enough to kill Sylv. We do have to be mindful of her because she's going to be dealing a lot of damage now, and she has that scary death rattle. So we can speed up. Might as well get some damage in. Let's see, 19, and what was this? 18. So that should be exactly enough to kill Samuro. So I think we just go for the Samuro kill. Because Brucon isn't that threatening right now. I think Sylv is more threatening to us. Okay. So I think it just makes sense to send out Diablo here, because we have stuff that's going to die, and that'll keep him alive longer. Okay, so what's the best way to do this here? Get the Earth Stomp off. So if she goes, she could try and snipe me with the Banshee Bolt. In which case, that's going to deal 68. And so I could go to, max health 75. So I could possibly survive if I heal. I might have to go for Light Beam to heal. I think it makes sense. Want to just kind of throw our guy at Sylvanas there. What speed is that? 10, so very slow. Maybe like that, and anybody gonna be slower than him? Doesn't look like it, so I think we just want to bop the Brucon. Yeah, I'll see how that goes. Alright, so he goes for heal 2. Whoa, went for the Diablo shot. I'll be honest, I really wasn't expecting that. Sylv dies. Okay, yeah, that went great. That, I think we should be fine from here on out then. Because we're going to speed up our abilities. We're going to go for some healing. And we're going to go for a Fire Stomp. And he's currently slower, so yeah, he's done. Very nice. And we've got ourselves another game. Another 2-2-2. Just gonna take it the same as we did last time. Natalie, Tamsin, Bulgin. Let's see what they've got in store for us. Hoping to run into an Anduin, maybe? Please? I'd like to see it. Malf. Cookie. Oh. Cool. Another nature comp. That's funny. That back-to-back Bright Wings. That's kind of cool. You don't really see it that often. We are going to run by the same kind of playbook as last time and just go for the Malfurion focus, because Malfurion is really the backbone of nature comps, and he allows them to snowball pretty hard between his speed ups and the nice additional healing he gives for them. Yeah, see, look at that. He survives at 1 HP. That's okay, though, because yeah, we're still in a fine position. Now we just go our Veil of Shadows, so this is great. This is we're stopping his healing. There's so much healing in the meta, even when we're not running into Anduin. Still seeing Malfurion, still relevant. So we're just going for more shadow damage, no more healing, and some nice AoE. That is unfortunate. He does get a little bit of healing off first, but it's not going to be enough to save his Malfurion. And look at that. Yeah, I mean, we just nuked the other half of his board too. Look at that. 30, 37 health. Tyrion, eh? Tyrion's a little scary. Why is he so big? Oh, the Brightwing ability, right? What's that? Deal 10 damage, give a random mercenary on your bench, +3/+5. Interesting. And he has an additional +4 health too. That's kind of cool. I've never really seen that before. Well, we're gonna taunt. Taunt might be too slow to save our dude here, but if we heal for 20, it takes us to 49, and that's not enough. So I think we do just go for the heal and hope he focuses someone else. And I think we do want to slow somebody. Let's slow the Cookie. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. This should be fine though, because now we can blast him with an AoE again that we can speed up with Karen. And maybe he only has Karen Diablo left, in which case I think we're in a fine position with Diablo Samuro in the back. So yeah, go for the speed up, go for the shadow damage, and give them some more shadow weakness. Do I swing? I don't think I swing. Because after you cast a shadow ability, what's it gain? +3/+5? I think it's worth keeping around. It is a little weak to Karen Diablo, so that could be one reason why it could be worth swinging. Let's see, I have what? 2 shadow attacks, so it's going to gain. What was that? So it's going to gain +6, +10, so it'll be a 12, 25. I think I swing. Yeah, let's do it like that. Yeah, that, oh, I guess I didn't even need to speed up, did I? Yeah, I guess that was a bit of a mistake. Why did I go for the speed up? I forgot. I guess I don't know, I spaced on that their abilities are faster. I guess it's fine though, because I'm happy we have the taunt up now, and I do want to get the AoE damage off. Let's see, that's 2, so I can go for, yeah, let's just focus the Thrall. And then go for, we could either slow him or get more AoE. I think AoE is just generally correct.
Job's done.
Boom. Yeah, look at that. That's just insane. Shadow is so good. Like, it just scales really, really high with Tamsin. And it shuts down healing at the same time. You get that nice speed boost from Bolgen. And it's just it's so hard for them because, like, I feel like you either have to pick Vol'jin or Natalie, and either one you focus, the other one's still going to do an insane amount of work. I think we just keep going for the scaling here because really not that overly threatened. I mean, I don't think Sylve is going to turn the game around that much for him. Even though the speed doesn't do very much here, it is relevant for no other reason than protecting from the Tyrion, like we just saw right there. Yep, boom, gives up, he knows, got two in the back, Sylvanas Death Rattle can't solo this. Very nice. Oh, a little bit of lag. Oh, a little disconnect. Alright, we're back in it. Natalie, Tamsin, Bolgen. Samuro. Okay. So, we're going to focus. Is Samuro here? See what he does. It's always interesting to see what they choose to focus. To be honest, I'm really not sure what is, like, correct in terms of what you want to focus here. Okay. So now we can get a speedy revenge kill. I think just drop our own Samuro. It's +5. Curse of Weakness. I do wonder, it's better to gain immune this turn. What did Natalie do last turn? Anathema. Okay. So she's probably going to be healing this turn, so I might as well just go for the attack on... I guess on her. Makes sense. Because once she dies, Vol'jin is less scary. Yep, 19 damage. Perfect. Wait. What? Okay. I don't, I'm a little confused. I'm not sure. Oh, do they not have the, maybe they're not running the item that lets them refresh every turn, so they couldn't, get their AoE heal? Or I guess they were worried of getting picked off before it. That's a valid point, too. Okay, so Karen Diablo, so we know it's going to be incoming here, especially now that we are a little bit slower with Vol'jin. Question is, what makes the most sense to go after here? Karen's going to be taunting, so attacking doesn't make sense. So I think we just go for the Whirling Blade and damage on think damage on Karen. And I guess go for the AoE, but I imagine Vol'jin dies before he can get that attack off. Really? Oh, wow. That was not what I expected to happen. But that's better. He did use a poc. Oh, no, he used. Yeah, wait. I guess maybe he's going to go for the cleanup now. Sure. Because Karen is still faster there. Vol'jin's really not as scary. I'm trying to think what presents the biggest threat here. Would I have left Karen Diablo? So, in terms of fighting against Karen Diablo, I think it's more important to kill his Diablo. So I'll mirror image it. And I guess just try and go for the Shadow Bolt on the Karen. Get him weak so we can get our own Diablo combo off. Okay. Our Karen, our Diablo. He's gonna get a Vol'jin attack off so he can snipe my Samuro. But I think we can just win from here, right? Like, Endurance Aura, Fire Stomp, try to Whirling Blade, which we probably won't get off because Vol'jin will probably snipe first, and then go for the attack on the Diablo if it's still alive. Boom, 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 boom. Throw the Diablos. Yeah, we should just win from here. His Diablo is smaller than ours. Or, I forgot, he does have one in the back. But, even if it's Ragnaros, I think it's fine. Yeah, Ragnaros, sure. Apocalypse on the Rag. Earth Stomp. I think we just win from here. Yeah, that's not enough. Endurance Aura. Fire Stomp. Should be able to clean it up. Boom. And we win the coin flip too, because that would have killed their Diablo, I believe, right? 25, yeah. Oh, he's running the passive fire damage bonus. That's kind of cool. You don't see it on Rag super often in PvP. But wasn't enough to help him out there. And we've got another game. Ooh. 4 casters. We may want to tweak our strategy here. But maybe not. Maybe we don't lead with the Samuro. I mean, I'm really tempted to. Just because 4 casters. But 4 casters makes me think it might be an Anduin focused team, which is what we've been looking for. So I think this is the start we want against a team like that. Alright, what are they rocking? Oh. Fire comp? Very interesting. We've seen some really cool comps today. Been seeing some really, like, interesting, diverse stuff. You love to see it. God, I don't even know the last time I played a fire comp. I think it was like release, like day or two after release. I think we just go for... What am I most scared of? The AoEs are going to be annoying. I think we could just damage the rag. Maybe not, though, because the super effective damage will probably clean it up pretty nicely next turn. So maybe we just go... We want to screw up his speed on things. So we'll hit rag there. I think we just want general damage across the board. So let's go for damage there, and the slow on Antonitis, since he's the fastest out of the bunch. See how that does. Okay, it's a fire, but really not that scary, because now we just go for the nuke, and we're acting faster than all his abilities.
Job's done.
Shadow damage. Boom. Boom. We're gonna get the kill off on one of my dudes, but that's honestly okay. I think it makes sense to just switch in the Karen now, because we need some speed advantage. And I really want to get this heal off. This heal's going to be really important. Jaina. Okay. We get off the heal. Is this enough to kill? Yeah, 18. So, speed up, heal, go for the kill.
Job's done.
Boom. That message into a fire combo. Yeah. That's the kind of problem with fire comp. Like, I really wanted to try this out myself, but right now it just feels like once one or two of your units die, it falls apart really quickly. Okay, Tavish. Tavish. Well, he's definitely threatening a lot of damage. But I think we still just have to go for our... I like stacking the Veil of Shadows and just going for more AoE. I think that makes sense.
Job's done.
Boom. Karen procs. Yep. Oh, I forgot that's a fire ability. Shoot. I did forget that is a fire ability. But he's slowed now, and I can just Diablo combo him and heal. And he doesn't have an effective way of sniping me that I see. Unless what's coming off the bench. Varden, that's not an effective way to snipe me. So, I think we're fine. Fire Stomp. Heal. Go for a hit on Jaina, I think? It's either Jaina or Tavish.
Job's done.
I think Jaina makes sense. Let's try that. I like the position we're in here, though. Still have Samuro chilling in the back, which is good if we get this Tavish whittled down. Then all I guess left is casters. Our Diablo's chilling at full health, and he's going to gain potentially a lot of health if we lose some units. Yeah, it turns out Diablo Fire Stomp still really good. Still really good. The Tavish snipe, interesting. Honestly surprised he went for that. see, 14. It's possible she dies, right? That kills that. Maybe I don't Earth Stomp. Because I don't want to trigger the trap until she gets to go off. Because they don't have enough. Or no, this is slower. I forgot that's slower at 8. Okay, if that's the case, then we definitely still go for Earth Stomp. And I think it's just worth... No, you don't want... Maybe not punching the Jaina, because if he does go for a... for an ice elemental, water elemental, that could be a problem. But he probably won't do that, I don't think. What if Varden goes for freeze? That could be annoying. Let's just go for this on the Varden. Already popped Jaina's block, just he's really not that scary. Diablo grows. Diablo grows. Okay. So the slow on Karen's really big here. That's going to help a lot with just closing out this game. Because we're just going to go for the Whirling Blade. 10 damage, everything should wrap it up. Do this just in case it doesn't. Yeah, should be good.
Job's done.
And this is why I've just really liked Samuro in the back. He's just been quite good. Yep, got him. All right, 2/2/2. Is it Anduin? Maybe? Did we finally find him? Malfurion? Anduin! We found him! Lukla. This is what we want to see, I think. We're going to find out really quick here whether or not this is what we want to see. So, first things first, we want to, I think, slow the mouth. Not really as worried about the Anduin. Because if we stop his healing, then he's really not as scary. Yeah, let's just focus the dude. Because what is he... He really doesn't have any crazy damage he can threaten with this kind of open. Your Malfurion is dead. Are they running Cookie in the board, I guess? I guess they do have that green HP, so that means HP buff, so looks like it. What does he switch in? Samuro. Interesting. Alright. Veil of Shadows. Give him Shadow Weakness. Anathema. We're gonna nuke the crap out of his board right now.
Job's done.
And hopefully prevent any healing and scaling up with the Anduin. Look at that. A lot of damage. Funk, lose Samuro. Really not a big deal. Question is, do we have enough damage to potentially kill the Anduin if we speed up? I have shadow damage plus 5, so it's 18. Yeah, that's not enough to kill him. I think we still put the Karen in play regardless, just because we need something to block the Samuro here. Sylvanas. Interesting. Interesting. Well, he might just go for Whirling Blade. If he goes for Whirling Blade, that could cause some problems. Just making me wonder if it's worth going for the Endurance Aura or not. Is the speed really that relevant? Because I kind of want the heal to go off after the AoE, assuming he does that. But if he goes for the pure attack, that's a lot of damage. Maybe it's right to make a dude. Go for the slow. Go for the heal. Let's try that.
Job's done.
That way we're still protected if he does go for not Whirling Blade. He did go for Whirling Blade, but we're all nice and healthy now. Soul's still scary, but what are we gonna do? Speed up. Let's see, damage here, 19. Do I want to stop him from healing this turn? Or is it worth just getting more damage? Definitely going for Anathema. Seems like it could be worth it just for killing the Samuro. But he'll be taunted, so he can't even really get through easily or anything, so I'm really not that worried about the Samuro. But is damaging the Anduin even worth it? Because he can just heal, so it might just be better to... Let's just go for the Veil of Shadows again, I guess. Scale up, prevent more healing. Okay. So, he doesn't have a reliable way to quickly kill. Only has Banshee Bolt 3. I wonder if that's intentional or not. The others are at 5, so it might be. For the heal, go for the damage.
Job's done.
Oh. They gave up. Okay. I don't think it was that much of a foregone conclusion, but I guess they did have 2 casters in the back and we had 2 fighters, so maybe that's what they were worried about, but I'm still going to take that. Because, you know, as we saw, shutting down Anduin's healing, it really just made him a whole lot worse, and with that triple caster opener, you can just focus their Malfurion on turn 1 and kill it, and there's not really anything they can do. Alright, so to wrap things up here, this comp felt really good. The only thing I think you have to watch out for if you're running something like this is you have to be careful of beast openers. I only ran into one of them today, but it was definitely a challenge. It's not something that's impossible to beat. Karen Diablo in the back definitely can help out a bit, but given that typically we start with 3 casters, it can be a little tricky dealing with beast comp. Might want to alternate the starting lineup a little bit if you think you might be up against a beast comp, and you can usually tell because they're one of the few comps that actually runs 3 fighters. So if you see that, you might get a clue as to, you know, what's going on there. I've only ran into it once though, so I'm not like 100% sure what the best way of countering it would be. I'd imagine you probably want to throw out either Samuro or Karen in the beginning there, because they will probably do better starting off versus that than 3 casters up against King Crush, who will probably kill them rather quickly. But against everything else, it's been doing great, especially with a lot of Malfurion and Anduin in the current meta. This just really seems to shut them down. We even saw some a little bit off meta stuff with like Brightwing comps, and this shut those down as well. So Tamsin's just really been overperforming. Really like her. The additional scaling she gives to your shadow damage, including herself as well as Natalie and Vol'jin. And on top of that, denying heal for a turn is just absolutely nuts in the current meta. So if you're seeing a lot of like Malfurion or Malfurion Anduin starts, definitely recommend trying this out. I'm probably going to be playing some more games with it on stream soon because we did some good climbing with it. So I might do some more games with it later tonight and see if I can get into the top 200. I think that's about 7,900 MMR, and I think we're about like 75 or 7,600 right now. So not too far away. It was definitely solid for climbing. Definitely recommend giving it a shot if you have these mercenaries. It's a lot of fun to play, and it's relatively straightforward in my opinion. Just start out with the 3-caster lead, and then depending on what your opponent has, you usually end up switching in Samuro or Karen from off the bench. One of your guys dies. If 2 happen to die, you probably want to switch out Karen Diablo for a little bit speed revenge kill. But yeah, it's been working great. I think it is a little bit better positioned than traditional Shadow right now, which definitely has been having problems with some of those Anduin comps now that Cookie gives them additional health so they can survive the Samuro breakpoints. So definitely recommend giving this a try. It's a whole lot of fun to play, and it seems to be working pretty well against what I've been seeing on the ladder. But that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.